Oi mate, he's trying to have a last feed, last supper.
Hey team, welcome back. Today's episode is called Spearfishing Kaikoura with Raumoa, Charlie, cousin Dylan and Bubu. The original plan for today was actually to head down to the beach and surf cast for the elusive elephant fish, which is exactly what we did. But it's called fishing, not catching, and a long story short, things didn't quite go to plan. We fished for a few hours and we didn't even get a bite, so we decided to change the plan. Raumoa jumped on the blower and got in touch with his cousin Dylan, and we packed the trucks back up and headed up the coast to Kaikōura, where we were going to jump in for a bit of diving and spearfishing. Raumoa and Charlie beat me to the spot and we're already kitted up and hopping into the water. You can just vaguely see them in the distance here. But anyway, here I am kitting up as quick as I can to catch up to them. The plan for the afternoon is to jump in the water right here in the bay and have a bit of a warm up while we wait for cousin Dylan and Bubu to arrive in the boat and pick us up. The rocks in this particular bay are extra sharp, so I thought I was pretty clever wearing my scufferungies down to the beach, and then I just stashed them in my catch bag for the dive. Anyway, I chuck on the last few bits of my kit, and I do an awkward sort of sea lion like belly crawl across the shallows until I get myself into some slightly deeper water and I can actually start swimming properly. The bay where we've jumped in today is a pretty heavily dived area, but if you have a good look around, you can certainly still get yourself a feed. At this stage of the dive though, I just do a few drops to stretch out my lungs. I have a look in a few caves to see if there's any feelers, but it's all quiet at this stage. I do, after a bit of searching around, manage to get my hands on a pretty good sized kinner, and as you guys know, I absolutely love these, so this fella goes into the catch bag. It's not long after that the boat has arrived, and I'm clambering aboard to meet cousin Dylan and Bubu.
Safe, bro.
Boys, this is muddy.
How's it?
Cousin Dylan and Bubu.
And just like that, we're all family now, and we're off for an adventure. As soon as I hit the water, I realised that the fizz is pretty good and there's also a lot of good sized table fish around. I've spotted quite a few butters from the surface straight away. So I drop down to the bottom, and my main technique for catching butterfish is just to find a little spot where I can tuck down and stay nice and still. Generally they'll come out of the weeds and try and figure out where you've gone, which is exactly what this good sized butter over here does. So I line them up and take a shot, and it's a missy tero. Luckily for me, it is actually extra fishy today, so it doesn't take too long until another opportunity presents itself. I spot this absolute gumboot of a butterfish, line him up, and wha-bam! This time I've nailed him. I quickly dispatch the fish, remove the spear and pop him into my catch bag. Now it's time to reload the gun and see what I can find next. I'm definitely on the hunt for some crayfish today, so I'm having a bit of a nosy around in a few cracks and caves too, which is where I find this nice crack here, loaded up with little wee fellas. None of these guys are legal, so I just have a bit of a nosy, then carry on my way. And luckily I do, because not long after that I spot another great sized butterfish and boomfa! Smacked him. It's another good sized fish for the table. I quickly dispatch this delicious butterfish and pop him into my catch bag with his mate, and almost as soon as I do I spot this blue mookie from the surface and wha-bam! I managed to get a shot on him as well. I don't usually shoot too many fish from the surface, but these guys here keep presenting me with perfect opportunities, so I'm going to take them. This little signal here means I've spotted some feelers under that rock. I'm going to have to dive down and go like this to get it. So that's exactly what I do. I have a bit of a breathe up and then I dive down there where I've left my gun to mark it roughly, and I tuck underneath into the crack where I've spotted these crays. I feel like this one here might be legal, so I sneak in close and take a shot. Wha-bam! I grab it by the face and I pull him out. But on my way to the surface, I turn it over and I see that it's a female. Now, females need to be a little bit bigger than males, and I'm not confident this one's going to be size, so I just let it go now. On my next drop, I spot this very well camouflaged octopus. He's just chilling on the bottom. Now, I do take these fellas sometimes, but not today. This one, I just offer a crisp high five, which he does refuse, but I still feel like we made a bit of a connection. Anyway, after I've disturbed him, he just sort of sneaks off into this crack here. Not too long after that, I'm just cruising along the surface and I spot another good sized butterfish. So I line him up and wha-bam! Take my shot and nailed this one too. I'm pretty close to the boat with this one, so I just swim straight over there and pop him straight on board.
Don't go shooting all the dogs, cause one of them got fleas. Don't just listen to these songs and think that you got grease. They just lyrics, I be venting to this mic, it's therapy. You could leave, but the mother got swag, they not me. Godspeed, sweetie, living out my dreams. I don't need a genie. Pops did Madonna shows, music in my blood, it was destined for me. Way before I even fucking seen a CD. Cross the wrong line, you gon' need a treaty. Peace is a lie, there is only passion. And through passion I get stronger. Long days working on getting better, but they only get longer. Getting there is half the battle, staying there is much harder. I've been flying out to islands so remote we must charter. Been a pro for 10 years, trying to go another 10. Going hard like Vince Carter. Leave something for my son and my daughter in case of my departure.
I'm starting to get onto some really good numbers of crayfish, although most of these guys are far too small. But at least I know I'm in the right area now, and perseverance eventually pays off. I find this slightly bigger cray and wha-bam, take my shot and manage to get a good grip on him.
For my little ones, my real ones, for people trying to feel some, for all the bridges burned along the way and how we still run and still swim, even though we underwater, never hit the kill switch and overcome like everything we deal with. I still feel there's more for me to do until I call it quits. Everything I do is for the ones I love and miss. Take some time, water flowers till they grow and split. Then take the seeds, plant them back, and you control the ship. Navigating through the eye of the storm. Live through the lows, got me higher in form. Soldier soul, now you got buyer's remorse. I stay composed when them bloodsuckers hit me with a tireless swarm. I've been down, but never finished.
On my next drop, I spot quite a healthy nest, but most of them are still pretty small. This one here looks legal, so wha-bam, I grab that and switch it into my left hand, and wha-bam, I grab another one. It's my first ever double, but I do notice that the second one is a smaller female, so I let her go quickly and just keep this tasty sized male for the bag. He gets a quick measure up, and then in the bag he goes. After a bit more mooching around, I managed to get my hands on another couple of these fat, delicious South Island kinners, which as you can see makes me pretty happy. I stuff those into my bag and decide to head on back to the boat. When I get there, I see everybody else is already on board, so I clamber on too and we start to compare stories.
Thanks, Charlie. Check out that for a big dog butter. Beauty. Mean mission. And got ourselves a pretty bloody good feed, can't complain. Some good sized kinners and your Kaikoura.
Turns out everybody on board had had a similar experience to me, catching a little bit of everything. So we were all pretty content, and just like a bald man, we were out of here.
Pretty good, bro. Good swim. Well, there you have it, team. Mission complete. Crays, kinners, some big giant butterfish, and a big smile on my dial for sure. Hope you guys enjoy the episode that I make with this. There might be a bit of cooking to come yet, we'll just see how we get on. But for now, we're going to make the journey back down the coast. Cheers, team.
Flies on here, bro. It's been a mean day. Buddy's on the knife. Bit of butterfish, hooky, feed of crays. Mean we dive. How did you get on? Come back this way, Chuck, and watch.
Nice fish.
Fish tray, Chuck.
Oh, let go of
Is it
that.
on the boat?
Oi, mate, he's trying to have a last feed, last supper.
I want to say a big thank you to cousin Dylan and Bubu for taking us out on the boat. I want to say a massive thank you to Raumoa and all of his family for your hospitality during my time here. Thank you for putting together this epic mission. Cheers to Charlie, you little legend. It was cool to have you along for the mish. What a hardcore young fella. You are an epic young hunter-gatherer. It was very cool to meet you. To all of you legends watching at home, I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode.
And remember, always pat the dog.